Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Banking Made Easy podcast. My name is Lily.
And I'm Cy.
You may have noticed that things look a little bit different here today. Going forward, you'll be getting more familiar with myself and Cy.
Hopefully you enjoy the new look. We're in a very nice room, We got the community focus, which TFCU is all about the community.
We also have today our special guest, branch manager of our Church Green location, Gyselle.
Hello.
So guys, the New Year's just passed. Did anybody set any New Year's resolutions that they've been working on so far?
I know personally, it's not started well. I aim to set out to give up fast food, and I've done better, but I love me some hot fries.
I didn't make any this year. I'm just going with the flow.
Yeah, they're definitely not the highest success rate as it is, so it can't be, they're pretty low.
I mean, life does throw pretty interesting things at us sometimes, so going with the flow, I think, is probably easier than trying to stick to a structure. For myself, I think it's going pretty good, although sometimes I'm tested a little bit, just trying to be a little bit more positive for the year of 2024 and
I like that
see
one.
where that takes me.
It's a good one.
It is, but I always find it funny, when you hear someone that you view as super positive, like Lily, and I think everyone would agree, you're a very positive person. But it makes sense because you have to, you probably work at it. But it's just funny.
Cy, there's always room for improvement, and positivity definitely has room to grow.
Yeah, it's true. You definitely have to make a focus for it.
Absolutely.
So the focus of today is how we do make banking easy and how we make it convenient for our members. So the good thing is we have 6 locations currently. We have 2 in Taunton, which we're at one right now, which is the Winthrop Street branch, which is the newest one in Taunton. And then we also have the main one, Church Green, where Gigi is the manager there. Mm-hmm. So she knows all about Church Green. And then we have 2 in New Bedford, which is my hometown. And there's one on Union Street and Rockdale Avenue. We also have one in Marion, which is on Wareham Road. And yes, I am trying my hardest to make sure I remember all these addresses off the top of my head.
There's quite a few.
Yeah, there's quite a few. And then we have Middleborough, which is inside of the Trukees on West Grove Street. And a huge thing about that one is it's open on Sunday.
Mm-hmm. It's very convenient, and I think having that extra outside of normal hours of operation is very good for the working class, who need that and aren't always available during the week. All right, guys. So another thing about having, multiple branch locations is we're also part of a co-op shared branching network, which I think is really fantastic. So members that may not be local to our credit unions have the opportunity to come in and do some basic transactions. Cy, I had a little bit of a trivia question for you. Let's see if we can get the answer.
I forgot my thinking cap at home, but I'll try my best.
Here, I have an extra one.
All right, put it on. Okay.
Right. So since we are part of our co-op shared branching network, and it's a positive service that we have for our membership and non-membership, how many locations do you think are a part of shared branching for credit unions as a whole?
If I had to guess, we got how many states?
Should I give you multiple choice?
It's probably 50, right? About 50, and then let's do 100 in each state, and we'll go with 5,000.
5,000. That's pretty close. So after reviewing the statistics, we actually have about 5,400 co-op shared branching locations that anyone who's a part of a credit union can visit.
All right, I guess under. It's like the price is right, so I'm not I didn't go over, so it's kind of good. I feel like my reasoning was pretty good there.
I would say deductive reasoning, good math skills there.
Yeah.
So Gyselle, as a branch manager, I'm sure you see a lot of shared branching come through the Taunton location. How are some ways that members are able to come in and transact if they're not a part of Taunton Federal Credit Union?
So they do have to come inside the branch to process any shared branching transactions. They do need to come with a valid ID, their account number and institution, and they do need to fill out a deposit slip in order for us to be able to process the transaction for them. They can process withdrawals, deposits, make payments on their loans. We unfortunately don't do any account servicing, but as far as we can, help them if they have questions about their accounts, but they would have to refer back to their institution.
So basically for anything more than like withdrawal, deposit.
They can purchase bank checks, anything like that. We are able to help them with.
Well, that sounds really great. It's a good way to get those basic transactions out of the way, so you don't have to drive maybe an hour or so just to perform that at your home location. What are some ways that non-members or people that aren't part of Taunton Federal Credit Union can look up or research these shared branch locations?
So they can visit our website and click the link to find the shared branching locations under resources. And then they can also visit coopsharedbranching.org. And then kind of enter your information as to where you are, and it'll get you the closest one to you.
That definitely sounds pretty useful. What are some of the states you see commonly that are, aren't Massachusetts or even like Rhode Island? It's kind of close.
We get Connecticut a lot. We have a lot that are closer towards like the Boston area, New Hampshire, Florida, because we have a lot of snowbirds that are, they go there for the winter, but they bank here.
Right now,
but that's the most common is what we see.
Right. Well, that really sounds like a great benefit to our membership and non-membership as well. That way, if you really enjoy where you are banking, you don't have to close your accounts and you can still access them with, our co-op shared branching locations. Aside from us having 6 branch locations and the 5,400 co-op shared branching locations, our ATM network, if you haven't noticed, has also gotten larger. Sometime in the past, we've become part of the MoneyPass network, which has numerous ATM locations.
37,000. See, that number I did know because I looked it up before this.
Well, thank you, Cy, for that tidbit. Yes, 37,000 ATM locations. And it's great because you have more access to your funds without maybe having that fee that no one's quite fond of.
Adds up. Inflation's too much. We can't be paying
To take our own money.
Yeah, no, we got to avoid that.
That's half a coffee right there.
Which, just like the shared branching where you can look up the locations, you can also look up on MoneyPass.com. You can look up the ATM location so that you can avoid the fee. Yeah. In case you're not going to memorize everywhere. Oh, that's a MoneyPass network ATM. It's kind of difficult.
It can be, yeah. Sometimes people don't realize they go to, a TFCU ATM, but there's a MoneyPass ATM that's actually closer. So it'll save you on some travel and some gas prices as well. And that $3.50, as Cy said, definitely adds up. So it'll put more money in your account, more bang for your buck.
Yeah, and it's worth looking at because we were talking to one of our coworkers recently, and she said that she was using an ATM that was charging her. And, yes, and then she looked it up on the website and found that it was an ATM even closer to her that was free, and it was in the MoneyPass network.
Right around the corner, nice and close.
Yeah, exactly.
Paying a fee all this time.
All right, so going forward, we're going to be trying something new, and we're going to give a shout out to the community. And for the first time in this episode, we're going to be giving out a community shout out. And we just wanted to thank Lisa B for her kind words. And since we are focusing on shared branching, she is a non-member that left us a great Google review, and I'm going to share it. So Lisa B says, I love this credit union. I don't actually have an account, but I use their locations for shared branch banking. They have extremely convenient locations and good hours. So I access my credit union through them, and they are always extremely helpful and accommodating. Thank you, Lisa. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Lisa B. Well, thank you, Gyselle, for joining us today. It's been quite the pleasure.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
And thank you to anyone who is watching and or listening to us today on the podcast.
Yeah, thank you. We really appreciate it. And you can listen to us wherever you listen to your podcasts, Apple, Spotify. You can watch us on YouTube. And please give us a follow on Instagram at Banking Made Easy with TFCU. Thank you, everybody.
Have a great day.
Bye, guys.
If you've enjoyed this month's podcast, Banking Made Easy with TFCU,
please subscribe to our YouTube. We'd appreciate it. Thank you.